Wait, you've been thinking about moving to Ottawa and you know nothing about the city? Believe me, I know it can be really intimidating, so that's why this week I have a list of 10 things that Ottawa is most known for. 10 things that gives Ottawa all its flavor, and if you're like most people, number 10 is probably what you've been looking for. Stay tuned. So I know that Ottawa is not as popular as other major cities in Canada like, Montreal, Toronto, or even Vancouver. And even though it's not known for its nightlife, Ottawa still has a lot to offer to singles, couples, and families alike. And honestly, even at 1 million plus people here in Ottawa, it still feels like a well-kept secret. And today I'll let you in on this little secret. And if you think about moving down to Ottawa and you need information, you need some help, I'm a realtor here, that's what I do, so please feel free to reach out, I'm here to help. You can find my information down below, and if you want to book some face-to-face time, you can book a Zoom call directly in the description below as well. So number one, real classic, Parliament Hill. Pre-COVID, we used to see 1.5 million visitors yearly, and with the locals, make it 3 million. It is truly a gorgeous piece of architecture if you're into that. This is one of the most recognized image of Canada, so please go and see it if you're down here. Take the guided tour of the East Wing and the central piece. It's full of history. I'm a history buff. I love learning all this stuff, and even if you don't, it's a really important part of Canada and where we are today, so learn about it. I think it's important. Number two, bilingualism. Not surprising for most of you, but for those of you who don't know, Ottawa is next to the Ottawa River, and next to that, there's Gatineau. And Gatineau is part of Quebec, which is a French-speaking province. So obviously, the lines are crossed a little bit, and a lot of people from Gatineau work in Ottawa and vice versa. So the population here is, a lot of people are bilingual. Don't worry, don't panic. If you only speak English, this is still a vastly English population, right? There's some hubs of French speaking like Embrun, some in Orleans, but most people speak English, and those who speak French also speak English most times, so don't worry. I do need to point out that one of the biggest employer in Ottawa is the government, and government usually requires you to be bilingual. Not for every position, just take this into consideration if this is a plan that you have. Otherwise, there's no problem with French people, right? You're listening to one right now. May we? Okay. So, number three, diverse ethnicities and culture. This one's pretty straightforward. Ottawa is a central hub for immigration, so we're bound to have a very diverse population, which is good. It makes for a much richer canvas of people, and they all brought their food, so we get to taste everything, which is wonderful. But also we have events catered to all those communities. So if you're a newcomer in Canada, Ottawa might be your best bet. We already have those communities in place for you to feel more at home. So I think it would be a good place for you to be. And also the government here, biggest employer again, is really good at hiring minories and newcomers and help them integrate. So all in all, I think it's a good bet for you. Number four, exciting festivals throughout the year. Listen, we have a lot of festivals in Ottawa. All of those are just some of the festivals I can think of right now. And on top of that, you can have the Rid Fest, you can have Poutine Fest, which I made a video on last year, you can watch it here. So all those festivals, all that food, if you still think that Ottawa is boring, you might be lame, because honestly, there's no way you find this place boring. So that's all I'm gonna say about it, really. Number five, Tulip Festival. Listen, it was on that list on number 4, but I think it's such a big event in Ottawa. It deserves its own spot on the list. Annually, we see 650,000 visitors from around the world that come down here to see over 1 million tulips blossom. And it's just nice to be out and about in the city. And really, they're scattered across the city, but most of them are in Commissioner's Park by the Dow's Lake. It's just a nice event. And quick story about it, it started after World War II when the Dutch family, which were refugees here during World War II, went back home, and as a thank you, they sent us 100,000 tulips, and it's still going on to this day, and it's called the Tulip Legacy. And it was also to commemorate the sacrifice of our Canadian soldiers to help, reclaim the Netherlands. So it's a great tradition and something you have to see if you're down here. Number 6, unique art galleries and museums. Listen, we have 7 national museums down in Ottawa, so a lot to see, but my personal favorite, the War Museum. If you're ever down here, please take a morning and go see it. It's a really humbling experience, and you get to learn about their sacrifice and what they did to allow us to live the way we have today. So I don't know, just go please. If you go down here, it's a really nice experience. And as for the art galleries, I think it's just nice that you can walk downtown after a dinner somewhere and stumble into a art gallery, meet local creators, local artists. I don't know, I think it's just part of the Ottawa experience and I'm here for it. I think it just adds to the charm of this whole place. Number 7, the Rideau Canal. So during winter, Rideau Canal turns into the biggest ice skating rink in the world. People just go there to be outside during winter. It's really nice. You have hot cocoa, you have beaver tails, and during the summer, obviously, it melts, but now you can do kayak, you can do paddleboard, there's some cruises. And also know that the Rideau Canal is 200 kilometers long and connects to Big Rideau Lakes down south, and it's a 3-day journey. So if you want to do it, please let me know how it went, because I'm not doing that. So good for you for doing it. Real quick guys, if you get any value out of this and if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I post content like this every week and I want to do it maybe bi-weekly. So if you get anything out of this, please subscribe and click on that bell. And move on to number 8, Winterlude. Okay, so Winterlude is our massive winter festival. There's a lot to do, and just to name some things, you know, music shows, snow sculpting, winter sports like ice slides, tubing, dog sledding, snow and ice sculpting competition, and it's across the city. Everywhere there's stuff happening, and in Gatineau as well. So it is massive and it goes on for weeks during February. There's also a lot of indoors, outdoors events. So you can be outside and freeze your ass for a few hours and then go back inside, enjoy a good drink, good local food, and just make a day out of it. Best thing of all, it is mostly free. Of course, you're gonna pay for your food in some shows, but most of this is all free and it's offered by the City of Ottawa. So make the most of it, go out, dress well, and enjoy. Number 9, fitness-friendly city. I mentioned this already in a previous video, but if you stand at the Parliament, you're 15 minutes away from the Gatineau Park, when you can find endless biking and hiking trails. Add to that the fact that Ottawa is known to be the bike city. You can bike everywhere. They also used to do yoga on the Parliament Hill. I don't know, I wouldn't know, look at me, I'm not a yogi obviously, but if you're into that, look into that, it might be fun. If you love the outdoors, you love to stay active, you love green spaces, Ottawa is definitely a place you want to be looking into. And my last point, but probably the most important for you guys watching at home, it's a family-friendly city. Honestly, I just feel like Ottawa moves at a slower pace. Like people are chill. There's a lot of green spaces, a lot of parks, a lot of events for family. You know, you have a solid economy, a lot of development, a lot of great schools. So it just makes it an overall great place to live in. And a side note to this, the city is looking into building more 15 minutes neighborhood, making it a lot more easy for families to have all they need in a 15-minute radius. So that gives you more time to stay at home with your kids instead of being stuck in traffic or, you know, running errands across the city. So this is also something to consider. So now that you know what Ottawa is known for, you still need to know if you can afford it here, and let me reassure you, you can. But I did make a video about the cost of living you can watch right here, and you'll need a place to live, so why not watch some of my home tours right here. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next week.